A number of these projects are going to involve crossing closures or separations where we're taking the highway traffic and the train traffic and separating them in a very safe way. We've invested a lot in that over the last decade or two, and we have a nationally recognized program that's called the Sealed Corridor Program. But in order to provide the safety both on the train side and the highway side, we need to make sure that we reduce absolutely to as low number as possible the conflicts between those two modes. So we'll be spending quite a bit of these dollars on doing that great separation, track separation from the highway system. Well, I think the basic message is we're going to get to work quickly and start showing results as quickly as possible, and then we'll be able to compete very effectively. You know, there's a lot of projects around the country, and they're all good in terms of what their ultimate goal is, but we believe we'll be able to build on what we've already done more quickly and show results, and we think that'll put us in a good competitive position. You know, competition's good. I've worked a lot with my colleagues in other state DOTs. We're all excited about the opportunity to show off and see who's best. Well, I think direct jobs, you know, if you look at the whole number, $545 million, at least on this quarter, we're looking at 5,000 or more jobs directly, and then of course you get the economic multipliers that create additional jobs as a result of those folks spending those dollars. Well, the focus, the question was, we applied for $5 billion out of the $8 billion available. You know, you don't ask. If you don't ask, you don't get it. There were $57 billion worth of applications actually nationwide for the $8 billion, so we weren't the only ones asking for a lot. I don't think anybody got near what they asked for, but that's just the nature of the competition, and that's fine. The $545 million that we did get is going to be focused on the Raleigh to Charlotte corridor, and we have a lot of good projects that are either ready to go right now or will be ready to go in the next year, so that will enable us to show quick results. The additional $75 million, as the administrator said, will focus on some improvements that would go north from Rocky Mount, and that will help us start work on that corridor. A lot of the additional investment that we asked for, frankly, was in the Raleigh to Richmond corridor, and so we won't be able to move as fast on that. But we're going to continue to ask for those dollars as we see the need for them, and you know, our goal is to build from Charlotte to Washington as quickly as possible. I will also tell you, I've met just this week, Monday, with the secretaries from South Carolina, Georgia, Florida, Alabama, Tennessee. We're all excited about this opportunity, but really outside of Florida and North Carolina, the other states haven't done much, and they're looking for us to provide leadership in moving south from Charlotte to Atlanta and points beyond. So there's a lot of excitement in the Southeast about this program. I think you'll see other states stepping up and starting, you know, but they're starting where we were 20 years ago. Well, it's going to get our travel time down from just over 3 hours to about 2 hours and 15 minutes. It will add a number of frequencies. And we'll add additional frequencies so we could see as many as 6 or 8 trains each way between Raleigh and Charlotte, which would be an incredible link for the whole Piedmont region. And remember, we're talking about Raleigh and Charlotte as the endpoints, but you've got Greensboro, High Point, Burlington, Cary, Hillsborough. We've got a lot of towns along the corridor that are excited about this because it's going to help them with their economic growth and also help their commuters have more options in terms of where they travel for work and play and other things.
Before Secretary addresses that, let me just chime in on this last question just for a moment. It is true that that we didn't get everything we asked for, but this $520 million is a large award as these things go, and it lets us really do this right. The administration, I'm sure, was tempted, given the need around the country and the competitiveness of these applications. I'm sure they were tempted to spread the money around more thinly. I think they wisely decided to concentrate most of this money on a few corridors where we really could demonstrate convincingly that this can work. This is going to let us really do the job between Raleigh and Charlotte. So I think that's a wise decision on the administration's part, and it will help us, of course, make a more convincing case in the future for the further development.
Let me address the question here. The list of projects, we'll make that available as soon as we confirm with DOT at the federal level exactly what they had in mind. But we think that they basically took our list, which was in several different tiers. And the way the applications were structured, you applied for so much in Tier 1, so much in Tier 2, so much in Tier 3. So what we think they did is fund all of our Tier 1 projects and almost all of our Tier 2 projects, at least the first group of Tier 2 projects. So we have a pretty good handle on where we think that $545 million will go, but we'll be developing a detailed plan of implementation over the next several days and make that available to you as soon as we have it nailed down. But we're very encouraged that they focused specifically on the things we requested, and they will allow us to move forward on those as quickly as we can. I'm sorry? I think that would be public information at this point.
Yep, all good. Thank you, everyone.